All right. Let me adjust this thing here. Damn, not like that. But peace, 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 peace in Black African Power. Welcome back to Mossi Warrior Clan YouTube channel. Let me do this real quick. Turn this thing back on. First, I want to say ETM Hotel, Dua Duau, Dua Aku, Dua Necha, Fatmu Alafie, Fatmu Riri, Majuba Iba I Gungun, Majuba Iba I Gun. Majuba Iba I Gungun, Gungun, Gungun. I always want to get honor and praise to the ancestors, because without the ancestors, we couldn't be here. We are our ancestors. I also want to send honor and praise to the true and living ancestors out there according to African traditions from an African world view. Also, I want to say Jama and Book. Give me just take it out. Give me just a second. Can y'all hear me pretty good on here?
Yeah, you went mute, KofI.
Am I on now?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Let me start over, man. Mic problem. First, I want to say Majuba Iba I Gungun, Majuba Iba I Gungun, Majuba Iba I Alakba, Majuba Iba I Alakba, I Gungun, Kiki I Gungun. Like I said, I always want to get honor and praise to the ancestors. Without the ancestors, we wouldn't be here. Again, Jama and Mboka, which means peace. Family, I am E.T. Rene E. KofI Piesie, ETM Hotel, which means bring forth peace. Again, welcome back to my Warrior Clan YouTube channel. Sorry for the microphone technical difficulty. I have T'Challa Bangara on the panel. I have Brother Vasa on the panel. Before I start the show, brothers, y'all got any words before I share my screen?
Go ahead, Vasa.
Peace and good morning to my brothers on the panel and to the listening audience, both now and in the future. I can't see the chat at the moment, so peace to everyone. I hope you can hear me. KofI, you might want to check your mic again. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but on my end, you was still kind of sounding choppy a little bit. So you might want to do a mic test one more time before you really get started. But that might just be from my reception on the StreamYard as well. So peace to everyone. Yeah, I'm on my phone, so it might just be that.
Yeah.
So okay, everybody, peace, and I'm gonna see if I can get my laptop from my computer while we're doing this as well. So you might see my other, uh, what you call it, account pop up. But peace, everyone.
All right. Peace to the listening audience and those that will tune in. I'm just not seeing the message too, Vasa. Yeah, the internet connection kind of crazy, but we're gonna rock. We're gonna roll through it. Yeah, obviously, peace to you and KofI. We got another great build. This one is real. I had to hop on for this one. You know what I'm saying? This is a real important conversation. I know my brother gonna go in. Um, so without further ado, peace and love, everybody. We appreciate y'all. Let's get to it.
Please back to the show.
KofI, your mic.
Y'all can't hear me?
Now we can.
Okay. Like I said, yeah. I know people coming in. Peace. Give me just a second. I'm plug my laptop up so it won't die once I get into the deal. Welcome back to the morning deal with KofI Piesie.
My bad, bro. Is it a way you can bring the volume up? Cause you kind of low. I don't know. I ain't looking at the YouTube end.
Okay, what about now? Can you hear me? Am I good now?
On my end, yeah.
Okay. Am I good out there on the YouTube world? Peace to everybody in the chat. Am I good? Let me know if my volume good. I just turned it up. Got a new mic, new mixer, so y'all just gonna have to bear with me. I'm still illiterate with using it. But am I good out there? Yeah, yes. All right. Let's rock out. Share my screen real quick. We're gonna jump right on into the bill. The bill. All right. Brother Dave say I'm clear. All right. Might be shoot, y'all. God. Y'all, hold on just a second. I done went live. Oh, I got it right here. All right, all right, all right. Hold on. I forgot to open up my darn thing. I just downloaded it from another computer. Y'all bear with me. I ain't even all the way together this morning, y'all. I ain't even all the way together. All right, let me stop that. All right. Am I still sharing my screen?
Yeah, we see it.
All right. Man. Hold on. Let me go back. I ain't even together, y'all. Don't talk about me too bad, y'all. Early. Um, y'all let me know if my screen, my PowerPoint is showing. Am I good on the PowerPoint?
Yep.
All right, let's
Hey,
get in it.
Kofi,
Yeah,
let
yeah.
me in on my other account real quick.
Can you let him in, T'Challa?
Um.
Hold on, I got. Come on, man. You're gonna have to hurry up, bro. I'm trying to. I can't present, and I'm waiting on you to jump in. But just let me know when you come in, bro. I had to stop, man. I'm trying to go on and get through with this. So, um, all right. Today's presentation again. Well, welcome back to Morning Bill with KofI Piesie, our research team. This is a presentation dealing with Bai Bureh, Master War Strategist, chief priest from a chief from Temne tribe. As I learned, we all learn. Is the motto that we go by over here. Let's get this culture. We must not let our ancestors down. We definitely not gonna let our ancestors down. Over here. Um, y'all hold on, man. Let me. I gotta let him. All right, you good, boss? Let me know if my screen back sharing, y'all. Am I good? I can't see.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's get into the bill, man. Bai Bureh. We're gonna talk about Bai Bureh. I'm gonna present some information and I'm gonna build to uh off of this presentation. But Bai Bureh was a great ruler and military strategist who lived in the Temne uprising against the British in 1819. So we're gonna get into what Bai Bureh, this chief, this Temne warrior did against the British and why he is a hometown hero in Sierra Leone. All right, Bai Bureh was a ruler of a small Temne chiefdom called Piesie. It is what now the Sierra Leone Northern Province. His father was an important local warrior chief, and his mother probably a Temne woman from the region around the modern McKinney. He was sent as a young man to Jibin Dimbu, a training school for warriors, where he earned the nickname Ki Bele, meaning the one whose basket is never full or one who never tires of war. So, as a young young boy, Bai Bureh, y'all, was sent to a training school. This is where he went to this school and learned about military tactics, strategies, and etc. This is where he actually became a warrior, and he received this nickname, like they said, one who never tires of war, which is going to explain when we get further in the presentation and the bill. Again, for those that may not know who the Temne is, we kind of talked about where the Temne migrated to, which I mean where they come from, who, what people they are connected to, and how they ended up in Sierra Leone. But this is just a little piece of a map in Sierra Leone where there's different ethnic groups, but Bai Bureh is a part of the Temne tribe. But you're gonna hear me talk about the Sharibum tribe, so pay attention to the Sharibum tribe. Um, Also pay attention to the Kuni and the Piesie tribe, because we're going to talk about them in a minute. But these are the many ethnic groups. We talked about the Mende. Everybody know that a lot of the people from the Mende comes out of Sierra Leone and Liberia. All right, the governor of Sierra Leone, Colony Frederick Cardwin, had a decree to play for the British administrator. The protected residents had to pay a tax based on the size of their huts. Cardi, who was not an administrator but a professional soldier with the service of India and South America, revealed his ignorance of the live and most residents of a severity of the tax. Now, this slide is just basically talking about the governor. We know at this particular time, Sierra Leone didn't get its independence until what, 1960, 19 no 1961 or 1962, when Sierra Leone got its independence. So the British was over this area at this particular time. So you had this governor who comes in and began to set up this decree of this protectorate degree, where he would protect the area that he was in, and he also implemented this tax. And this tax is what's really caused all of this confusion that this Governor Frederick Gordon um, implemented. The owner of the four-room hut has to pay a tax 10 shillings a year, and those smaller huts would pay 5 shillings. Carter staff failed to advise that the tax first imposed on the 1st of January 1898 often were higher than the values of the dwellings, in addition to the government tax unoccupied dwellings. Even his administrative um, tried to let him know that this tax that he was implementing, he began, and this tax was the same thing like us, the land tax. We pay land taxes. We buy land, we still have to pay land taxes on the land. And this is what this governor actually did in Sierra Leone. He actually implemented a tax, but he implemented the tax. We know that when we pay land taxes, you know, your land taxes is supposed to go for certain projects and stuff in your community, which we know a lot of that money doesn't reach the Black community, but a lot of that money is allocated for um, pensions or payrolls for the people that work for the government, police department, fire department, etc., and things that's supposed to go on in your community. But these taxes that this British governor actually implemented here, was to benefit British, and it was not to benefit any of those people in Sierra Leone in that region. Now this is just a look at some of the huts. This was they called the hut tax. Everybody in that area had to pay a tax. And again, like he said, some if they had their hut was bigger, You know, a 4-bedroom hut, they would have to pay 10 shillings. If the hut was smaller, they would have to pay 5 shillings. But take notice that the 10 or the 5 shillings that these people in Sierra Leone had to pay, those taxes was higher than, you know, their house. So that was problematically all that, and that aroused some of the chief. This is just another place of a good visual of some of the huts. Another visual. Lastly, Cardu demand that the chief organize their own residents to maintain roads, ignorance facts that the people needed to devote their labor and substance farming in order to survive. A total of 24 chiefs signed a petition to to the colonial government explaining why these requirements were to be burdensome or threaten their society. In addition, the chiefs believed that the tax was an attack on their sovereignty. Bai Bureh opposed British declaration of the protectorate over the interior of 1896 and the tax levy on the house of the native population. Again, I'll stop right there. Bai Bureh, again, was one of the chiefs in that area, and he was already not pleased with the tax. He was already opposed to the tax levy and even the declaration that the British had put on in 1896. In addition to the British government, Frederick Carter wanted to reduce the power of the African Parliament chief by appointing white districts. Bai Bureh had gained support of several prominent native chiefs, including powerful Piesie chief, the Ka, hold on, the Kissy chief Ka Londo and the Limba chief Soluki. Both chiefs sent warriors and weapons to aid Bai Bureh, who felt he had to defend himself against the aggressive and the district commissioner, Captain Sharp. So these are the two the chiefs. There were other chiefs. Actually, there were several chiefs that actually aided in Bai Bureh. I showed you a map early. In that area, you got the Kissy, you got the Kono, you got the Va, you got the Limba, you got the Susu people, you got the Mendi people, as well as the Ten people in that area. So there was several chiefs that actually assisted Bai Bureh um, in fighting back, fighting back against the British who came in and started to set up these tax levies. And again, y'all, the tax levies was actually higher than the actual houses were, so it became pragmatic where these chiefs actually got together. Um, and Bai Bureh was also a chief who actually resisted. And again, as we talked earlier, Bai Bureh was a master strategist, or he went to this school where he became this warrior. When war was broke out over these issues in 1898, Bai Bureh led a coalition of fighters from several different kingdoms of a brilliant campaign that took the British entirely by surprise. When the British offered a reward for his capture, Bai Bureh responded by offering twice as much for the capture of the government. The governor offered £100 for the capture of Bai Bureh. Bai Bureh then offered £500 for the capture of this British government. So Bai Bureh, y'all, he was a very cocky individual too. As y'all will see as we continue further in the presentation. So the governor actually, after the revolt actually took place in Sierra Leone, where these several chiefs actually helped um, Bai Bureh or send troops to help Bai Bureh, he began to cause a ruckus for the British because they revolted are paying this levy tax. And the governor, put out a reward, £100 for the reward of Bai Bureh. And then Bai Bureh turns around and then put out a reward for the capture of this British governor. Bai Bureh, using classical guerrilla tactics and warriors equipment, with only a musket, sword, spears, and a sling. Bai Bureh fighters had the advantage over the better armed British for several months of the war, with the casualties of both sides. Some innocent Europeans and Africans were also killed. In one case, John Taylor, a Creole trader, was chopped to pieces by Bai Bureh warriors. The success of the Bai Bureh contribute to was the formality within the land, the tactics of ability, the knowledge of the British, having fought alongside them in the past of 1892. So these were some of the success because it went on for a period of time where the British could not defeat Bai Bureh. So these were some of the successes again. It was the familiarity of the land, the tactical abilities, and he also served alongside the British in 1982. So he kind of knew some of the tactics and the strategies of these British. As frustration grew, Governor Carden realized that the war not easily winnable, so he ordered the scorch of earth policies where the British would burn entire villages, farmlands, and pastures. This change in the tactic significance affects Bai Bureh war efforts as it reduced provisions to feed not only his warriors but his subjects as well. He also realized that the cost of the reparation was getting insurmountable as the British were relentless in pursuing new policies. So, in order for them to actually defeat Bai Bureh, the British actually didn't defeat Bai Bureh. Bai Bureh actually surrendered. So the British went on this scorching earth policy where they began to burn everything in that area. And this was one of the tactics that the British used in order to get Bai Bureh to actually surrender because man, they went on for months and months and months of trying to defeat Bai Bureh and his men, but they couldn't defeat him. So this tactic that they employed was the only thing that they was able to do in order to bring uh, Bai Bureh in, which Bai Bureh surrendered. This is just another image of them actually burning down um, places in Sierra Leone. And, so Bai Bureh didn't want to carry the war on because people was beginning to lose their homes, began to lose their food, their crops, and etc. To save his people from more property losses, Bai Bureh finally gave up the fight. He surrendered on 11th of November 1898, saying, "Me not ba Barre, the war done, done, done." So this was the only way that they was able to get, get Bai Bureh again. They did not defeat Bai Bureh and his men. Bai Bureh surrendered because of a lot of property loss when they implemented that burn policy, where they began to burn, and burn everything down to the ground. The British accorded him great respect and recommended him leniency. So, in acting, the governor had Bai Bureh and two of his colleagues sent into an exile into the Gold Coast, now Ghana. British uh, convicted and hung 96 of his comrades. Bai Bureh was allowed to return to Sierra Leone in 1905, where he resumed chieftains in case. Bai Bureh gave an account of his side to Reverend Allen Elaba, who sent an account to Cardi, although uh, historians have ignored this material. Of course, they have ignored this material. This Temne soldier, this African Temne chief, this African Temne warrior, actually, the British could not defeat them. So they weren't gonna write that in the history. And the only way they was able to get this chief or this Temne warrior um, was to actually burn everything down and get him to surrender on his own because they couldn't defeat him. They couldn't defeat him. Um, So while Bai Bureh was under house arrest, Ascension Towns and the British lieutenants in the West Indies region, Henry Edward Green made a pencil drawing of a great warrior, depicted him sitting and sideways on the wooden box, looking like an angered, despondent, shoeless old man who, with a roko draped over his slumped soldier. Here's just a picture of the image that this guy actually drawn. It was a whole newspaper article written on Bai Bureh. Here are some of the carvings of Bai Bureh. When I tell y'all, and it's really not a whole lot of information on Bai Bureh, And I'm trying to present the information and just build real quick on Bai Bureh, who Bai Bureh is. Like I say, it's not like a lot of information on him. So I pulled the information that I could from some of the first hands accounts. Um, but he became a town hero. So these are some of the carvings of Bai Bureh. Here is another image of Bai Bureh on someone's wall. This is some art by Bai Bureh. I'm telling y'all, he is well celebrated in Sierra Leone. I mean, he was, like I said, a master warrior, a master strategist. Here's a life-size image of this of Bai Bureh right here. This image is in a museum in Sierra Leone. I think the image is still there. It's been handled bad going through different festivals. Um, but this life-size image was put together by a Peace Corps volunteer, a European, who came into West Africa, came into Sierra Leone, and taught at an academy. And at this academy, um, you had these uh these different ethnic groups, African ethnic groups that went to this academy, just like here, learn European literature. And once this Peace Corps volunteer came in, um, he began to teach history and civics. And later he began to teach Sierra Leone history, where he ran across, and this was some of the information that I also got from this Peace Corps, some of his primary evidence from him and from the individual who actually did the drawing of Bai Bureh after he was captured. But this image, like I say, is in the museum here. Here is another article. Asked when the statue actually arrived in the museum. And this teacher actually, who taught at this academy, went to be a curator at this museum, actually commissioned and got this live statue built. It's just a live clipping of the statue arriving. And he wanted kids to actually go, and he taught about Bai Bureh and the history and why Bai Bureh is well celebrated in the Sierra Leone region. And this is actually a picture here of some of the students who went to, I think it was the Albert Academy, and one of the courses was about Bai Bureh. So once the statue was built, erected, they put it inside this museum, and each student would go in every year. And not only each student would go in, Bai Bureh granddaughter, they said had a pilgrimage, and they pilgrimage all the way from one part of Sierra Leone to where this museum were. Here is banknotes of Bai Bureh. Like I say, he was well celebrated for his victory numerous times over the British um, in that area. The Bank of Sierra Leone issued out a new currency, a red thousand note, featured the face of the museum statues with a doe-like face, tricorn hat, and tassel. Beneath the picture were the dates of the birth and the death. The banknotes even showed the missing paintings of the nose. The statues had become acceptable image of Bai Bureh. Here is another image of Bai Bureh, a giant image of Bai Bureh. These are some other statues that was carved uh, in the image of Bai Bureh. Another image of Bai Bureh. Here is um, a monument of Bai Bureh outside the state house. Bai Bureh is still Sierra Leone hero, and he will be forever tied into the history as one of the greatest rulers and the military strategist who was bold and who did who didn't fear the British. So this was just a small presentation. These are some of my sources. I just wanted to build on um, who Bai Bureh was, um, actually what he did for the city of Sierra Leone. And if you was to ever go and visit Sierra Leone, you will see why uh, Bai Bureh statues, images, carvings, paintings, even this life-size statue, if you ever go visit the museum there, why um, he is celebrated so much because of his his him not fearing the British, him going up against the British for months after months, and the British wasn't able to defeat him until they set this policy. Again, um, If you hadn't got Spears of the Mossi, please go get Spears of the Mossi from Spears the Pen, One Night Before Bed, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland, As I Learned, We All Learn, From Cocaine to Consciousness, Spiritual Comeback. Um, they are all available on KofI Piesie TV. Also, go get your Bai Bureh shirts. They are also on Family Connected Apparel, or go on Family Connected Apparel. Um, Go to the category, just browse through the category. If you see something you like, pick something up that you like. That concludes this little small presentation. I didn't want to keep y'all too long. My brother T'Challa got something else going. I mean, my brother T'Challa has a show um on Vince channel. I don't know if it's gonna be on the 360 network. T'Challa, you still on here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
What let people know where they can find the show at here in the next 30 minutes. I did pretty good.
Yeah, brother Vince is actually on now. He has his show that starts at about, what would that be? Was it 10:30 Central Time? So that's 11:30 his time. So he starts his show at 11 his time, and then in about 30 minutes, I'm gonna go in there. And he just messaged me saying that Professor Smalls is gonna join us in the program, which would be our honor. So if those of you who aren't friends with Vince Robinson on Facebook, go ahead and search for him. He's an excellent brother. He is a musician like myself, intellect, African genius, and pushing forward African writing and intellect is really what the build is about. Um, and I was reading the comment. So yeah, if you don't, not friends with Vince Robinson on Facebook, go ahead and search for him. You should be if you linked with us. I mean, we all friends with him, so go ahead and search for him. If not, hit me up. I'll link you to his page. I believe he's broadcasting on Facebook right now, and so you'll be able to catch it there. And like I said, he just informed me that Professor Smalls will be joining us on the panel. So I look forward to that. And yeah, it was a great bill, bro.
Yeah, and I see Barry Payton. He said the Temnes have always been warriors under leadership of Bai Farmer Temne. We are known to be aggressive and loud. Great lessons given learned today. Thank you, Momo. Okay. Um, I don't know if this brother Barry Payton is this brother Okunfu was talking about that was very thorough with the Temne history. And yeah, the Temnes was actually warriors. And Kufu actually talked about that when I interviewed him last week, actually where they came from. And I think they was warriors. If I'm mistaken, they was warriors of uh the Mandinka tribe. You can correct me if I'm wrong, because I knew they was warriors, but I think they was warriors for the Mandinka tribe. Um,
Yeah,
correct. Go ahead.
that area that we talking about, well, anytime we talk about coastal West Africa, which is why it's important to be specific whenever we dealing with our traditions. Um, you're talking about Sierra Leone, the Gambia, of course. Shout out Gay and Juro Skills Academy, Sister Ladosha, Kevin Chill, you already know, and everybody in the Gay and Juro Skills Academy family over there in the Gambia, Senegal, Guinea. All of those countries touch the water of the what we call the Atlantic Ocean, and anything in that region is they pretty much have like it's almost like us here as African Americans. We're a conglomerate of various West African people, specifically from that area, actually. So we're Mandinka, the most of us. Our bloodline is going to be Mandinka. We're going to have Wolof. We're going to have Susu, like he said. The Mindi people. Um, I mean, it's just so many different ethnic groups, but they are all a part of the meta ethnicity that we call Mandé ethnicity, which is all of those people who speak those languages that are grouped in that specific culture. And so they were definitely warriors. And the specific rhythm that was played, one of the rhythms that was played um, when they would come back from their wars would be Sofa. Um, and that is for to, to welcome back them from, they say it's a hunter's rhythm, but a lot of the hunters in the village are also what? The warriors. I mean, we know that from studying African tradition. So Mandinka people, I mean, that's what Kuta Kinte was. He was Mandinka. And like I said, a lot of us here in America and in the Western Hemisphere, I don't care what you think you are, but your bloodline pretty much has Mandinka, Wolof, Susu, that kind of stuff. And of course, going over to Ghana, Nigeria, we have all of those ethnic groups. But specifically with this bill, coastal West Africa, you're dealing with djembe tradition, you're dealing with Kora, Balaphone, the griots. That's all up in that area. So, yeah, good bill.
Yeah, I ain't even put what is that name? Am I pronouncing your name? I know I'm pronouncing his name wrong. The last and especially where the last name I know I'm pronouncing it, which is a title. And what's the name showed me how to pronounce it, but I don't forgot how to pronounce it. But please forgive me for that. I know I have to get better with that though. I have to get better with the pronunciation because I get well, I not anymore, but I used to get irritated with people pronouncing my name and not pronouncing my name right. So I understand how important it is to pronounce someone's name right. And I'm gonna work on that this year. I'm gonna work on that for 2020. I'm gonna get better with pronunciation, you know. So please forgive me for that. I know sometimes, people take that as disrespect, especially when I'm in the chat. I see that a lot when people say, I butchered the name, I just throw the name up right, wrong. I'm trying to look and see up there what Barry has up here too. Hold on. Is this I wanna if you still on here, Barry Payton, the Timneys is the Koyo or my maternal side, maternal DNA ancestor. I don't know if this the same brother that a Kung Fu was telling me about, but I'm definitely gonna have to deal with him because I want to know more information. I mean more about the Timney history. But yeah, he says the Timney is the Koyo and that's the maternal side. All right. Well, shoot, man. I ain't like I said. I didn't want to keep y'all too long this morning because I wanted to support my brother and his what he got going on here and a little bit on Vincent's show. So y'all be tuned in on Facebook and look for the tags or look for the show, share it on there. But hope y'all appreciate this little small presentation. It was a little small presentation. Kind of been holding on it and just wanted to kind of put it out there. Who Bai Bureh is. Like I said, it's not a lot of I couldn't find a lot of information on this warrior, but it was little good information that I was able to find primaries. Uh, so again, man, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Um, and man, we'll see y'all next time. I said ETM Hotel in the beginning, which means bring forth peace. So now I'm gonna say Shemim Hotep. Shemim Hotep means to depart in peace. So Black African Power. We'll see y'all here in a little bit. Also, be tuned in while I'm thinking about it. Be tuned in tomorrow. We have a show, KofI Piesie, our research team. We'll be interviewing Ali Dawu L. We're definitely gonna be going in about Foreman. I know a lot of people may be scratching their head, if you've been following the Warrior Scholars show, and this Warrior Scholars is a show that we put together that is highlighting some of the people that are our Warrior Scholars, some of the up and coming Warriors scholars, some people that the listening audience may want us to interview. We're not gonna interview everybody that y'all think that we should interview um, you know, and that's for various reasons. But we got Alu Dawu Ael, and again, and he's a warrior in his own right when we talk about warrior scholars, and we'll break down for those that may not have been looking at what we um our definitions of what a warrior scholar is because we combine the two words warrior, which has a definition, scholar, which has a definition. We combine the two. We created our own definitions for a warrior scholar. So he actually does fit up under the compass of a warrior scholar. And y'all will definitely see because with this interview, I'm actually going to be breaking down some stuff too with this interview, explaining why agriculture are forming or when this new development actually issued into uh um civilization, well actually how agriculture was the importance of civilization because prior to that you didn't have civilization until this development actually was developed. So we're definitely going to talk about that. We're definitely going to get into that. And I know after the show you're definitely going to learn something. um Even with this new development of aquaponics, we're definitely going to talk about aquaponics, which is a new irrigation development over the last century. But I ain't gonna just spill all of it. But we definitely gonna talk about that. I'm definitely gonna build on it with the brother some through the interview, and I guarantee you will have y'all definitely gonna have a different outlook on farmers. You know, people that's in the agriculture field and how important it was and how important it was um 15 and 20,000 years with civilization. Or it changed the scope of civilization. So tune in tomorrow to KofI Piesie TV with KofI Piesie research team, um, where we definitely will be going in with that interview with that brother. That is 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Barry Payton. Let me. I'm finna put my I'm finna put my email address in here where you can reach me at, man. I want you to hit me up, man. Kufu actually been talking highly of you, man. And I had some questions, man, about the Temne people. Info at KofI. Um, yeah, man. Hit me up, man. Email me, man, so I can get your number, man, so we can exchange number, man. I definitely would um like to deal with you, man. Like I said, I got some questions. And man, maybe we can come back on the show, man, here in the near future, man, maybe in another week or two, man. And I can actually have you on, man, and actually build with you on the Temne people, man, because he says you very thorough on the Temne history, man. So please hit me up if you still on here, man. But again, man, like I said, Shimim Hotel, which means to depart in peace. Um, and we'll see y'all next time, man. We'll see y'all, man, for the Tyler show here in a few minutes. And we'll see y'all at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time for Warrior Scholar Show, man. We out of here, man. Peace, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man, and checking out this little small build. I'll be back next week, regular schedule, with my Divide and Conquer. So for those that didn't watch the Divide and Conquer, uh, two things I did on the Hutu and the Tutsi. Go check that build out. Morning build with Kofi Pie side. If you didn't see the one, um, Mississippi and Africa, where I talk about the American Colonization Society and um the people that they sent uh to Liberia and how they caused a divide between the Americans or the African Americans who left America, New York, who left Kentucky, who left Mississippi, who left Maryland and went into Liberia and formed a society in Liberia. How um, the Europeans actually split those two up with the divide and conquer, and there was civil war. So go check those out. I'm gonna continue to do those divide and conquers because I want to continue to show and share information and how they divided, how these rifts in Africa actually got started. So go check out those two bills, and I'll be back next week with another bill on divide and conquer with the morning bill. But I just wanted to get this Bai Bureh presentation out the way. Again, peace and Black African power, man, and we'll see y'all later, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We out.